Winning or losing doesn't matter. We all shall return to nature in the end.
Let it be written, defeated by Knight Lancelot.
I am the terror of the depths!
Time to burn! No soul escapes!
We make war so that we may live in peace.
Let the hunt begin.
You shall not pass! To my portals, that is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Sorry that my audio isn't the great. Sorry that everything isn't going as smoothly as possible, but unfortunately, this is Red Sniper, and I am running a lone cast tonight. That's right, I am by myself, running production, being your commentator, and just trying to be the overall good guy that I am. We'll see how this works. Anyway, here we are in the Abyss division between the Underworld and the King's Court. Again, in the QSL, this is the highest division. I'm hoping there's not going to be a bunch of things I'm going to miss, but I'm going to do what I can to help out. Again, I'm running both production and the casting side tonight. If there is another caster out there who is listening, I hope you enjoy. Please don't do this to me again. Just kidding. Anyway, here we go into game number 1. I believe this is game number 1. Aztec over here on the solo side with the Amaterasu. Interesting pickup. We are seeing a little bit more of the auto attack mages or auto attackers coming into this side. Although going up against an RDO, you can have some difficulties going into the laning phase, especially with the mobility. Again, aura that gives her that movement speed, that gives her that attack speed, could be a little difficult going into an RDO. Speaking of some difficulty here, we have the Charybdis of Mini and the Terra of Sifu instantly getting that pressure over here in the left-hand side. I am sorry, it is a Serb support. Give me 1 second. Let me change that out. There we go. Okay. Now we're there. Okay. Now we're okay. Alright, it is a Serb support. Sorry, I'm used to seeing Serb over in that solo lane too many times. I'm trying to get things all settled out here. But there we go. Again, Terra doing that wonderful job, has that ideal sort of balance of both CC and some healing. Diplo getting very, very low in this mid lane here. And Alfie's going to be the first to fall over in the solo lane. But not only that, as soon as I switch over to solo, back to the mid lane, both Swaggy and Diplo go down. Again, playing a little bit too close to the fire there, and they will be the next ones to drop. First Blood does go over to Underworld, but the King's Court respond back with 2 quick kills of their own. Only 2 minutes into this game, we've already got 3 quick kills, 2 in the mid lane, 1 over in solo. But again, as we've seen, snowballs don't always mean a guaranteed win in this game. So let's see how the Underworld are going to respond to that. Again, only down about 300 gold. We are very, very early into this game. Early kills do not dictate the pure tempo of the game, but they do tend to dictate how teams will react, respond, and who will get that all-needed farm early on. Diplo does... Oh, he misses out on the Jimmy, and instead he will utilize a little bit of that burn passive over there to try and do something to Snyx's Giannis. But again, Agni does have a little bit of push in the mid lane, but Giannis will be a little bit more effective with that disruption. Oh, we do have a little bit of a skirmish happening over in the duo lane. Underworld, again, utilizing what pressure they can. Terra just being an absolute menace. Ooh, we do see, however, the rotation coming over from Valo. Looks like they're going to let Valo start up this purple buff, but try and get something. Oh, as the ultimate from the Giannis comes through, Sifu in a bit of trouble. Will utilize the dash and the second. Will juke right, juke left, and Valo will eventually get the kill, but the ultimate coming out from the Lancelot. Mini coming up here, trying to get something. Snyx will go down in the mid lane. A response. 1 kill for 1 in the mid lane. Swagga making his ultimate over here. Blink utilized by Valo to try and get out. And the stun coming through from Osiris, but no real follow-up here. We do have a trap being set by Skunk. Swagga is over there. Alfie gonna get picked up by Aztec, soloed in the solo lane. So we've got solo kills in mid and in solo. But again, a big skirmish over here in duo as Swagga, it looked like the Lancelot did indeed get the buff over here, and it looks like they are going to be successful in securing the red side purple buff as well. But Aztec, doing what he can, is being quite effective over here. I was expecting Alfie to have a little bit more with that cripple field, having the healing ability coming back up, but Aztec doing quite well over in the solo lane, issuing that punishing push over there, and allowing the Underworld to gain a little bit of pressure over in solo. And again, Diplo in the mid lane picking up that kill as a little bit of retribution for dying earlier in the match. Almost 5 minutes in. Underworld and King's Court playing it again very evenly right now. Sifu and Mini looking to take their backs. At least Sifu's taking it back. Mini is deciding to stay on. Does have level 5 now, but we do see a skirmish happening here in the jungle. Ultimate's going to be used by both Valo and Swagga, but Swagga will get out of it. as Valo going to use his ultimate. Bombs coming in from Diplo. Will get one, will get the stun, will get two, hits with the third, and the burn will go through. Drunk Diplo will take out Valo, and that is a key pickup for the jungle here in on the right-hand side. Sufu coming and rotating into this mid lane. Diplo coming over to the mid lane to pick up some more farm. But again, early kills, effective kills. Ever since that 9-5 revive happened, we're seeing a lot more aggression come out. We're seeing a lot more of the... as Aztec picks up another one in the jungle. Valo trying to get the recompense. His ultimate does come out once again by the Yanis. Valo coming low. Aztec will drop. And Valo still very, very low as Osiris trying to catch some sort of damage. The bomb will drop from Drunk Diplo. Will not see anybody in that in that tower, however. They will try and steal away what they can from the jungle, but it already has been stripped. So they will lose out on a little bit of farm in the mid lane. But again, we are seeing a lot of aggression coming through. A lot of aggression coming through. By both the Kingsport and Underworld. These two teams coming swinging in this game. Bull Demon will drop 5-4 R score, about even in gold. Kingscourt have about 700, 600 gold lead as of right now. XP lead, on the other hand, is dead even. It was about 52 towards the King's Court. It's now about 300 towards the King's Court. But again, going back and forth, no big differences on either side just yet. It's mostly about the effectiveness of farming. We're seeing that more and more. It's less and less about kills and more about kills leading to an advance in farming, or pressure leading to an advance in farming. So again, seeing some effective rotations, seeing some solo kills both in the mid lane and in the duo lane. As we do see Snyx getting in trouble. Giannis will go down. Aztec in a bit of trouble over here as Valo will utilize his ultimate. He will charge. The steed will go flying. Valo will go low, but Aztec will fall 1 for 1 overall. Sifu is over here. Will get one stun. The blink used by Valo, as Elfie taking a little bit of a... Elfie trying to get some... trying to take the tower shots, but will be ineffective. On the other side here, though, both Skunk and Mini will fall 2 for 1 now, as Vriska will also fall for the King's Court. 1 for 1. Teleporters now active on both sides. Let's see how that will affect rotations and the map. But Swagga again cleaning up over in this duo lane, getting that pressure, making sure that Skunk cannot get that XP or gold from the wave. We'll take a look, and it looks like again, rotations. Again, we're in the basic, the very opening stages of the game. Only 8.5 minutes in, but this one has been an absolute bloodbath. Not quite the full contest that we were expecting on some things, but this is definitely a very much back and forth match. I mean, everything we look at, it's just the metrics are saying it's dead even. Gold difference, 100, dead even. XP difference, 300, dead even. So we're seeing very, very meticulous, methodical play back and forth. Looks like Diplo going to be able to clear his wave effectively here. Aztec getting his blue buff, but here we go. We've got some pressure over here. Mini and Skunk. It looks like the Underworld was able to clear out that Bull Demon King, and as such, they have vision on the wards. Mini clearing out wards on his side here. But again, still seeing traps laid by Skunk in the jungle. A little bit of back and forth by both Alfie and Aztec over here on the solo side. But again, very, very bloody opening to this game. has settled down now a little bit as we go more into a farming stage, but now we're starting to see that cripple field, that leeching, the heal by Alfie starting to take its effect now onto Aztec. Aztec, again, doing a great job of being effective, trying to get farm, using the both the movement speed and the attack power auras on the Amaterasu, clearing wave effectively. But as we do have a gank over here on the duo side, Skunk will go down. Mini will pick up that one, getting very, very low. Swagga and Sifu up here over on the duo side. Diplo coming over on a rotation will get the stun and drop a couple of bombs just to help clear out the bastions over here on the left-hand side. Bastions are gone in the mid lane with the effective push by Diplo. But again, we're seeing that rotation happening one more time. Gold Fury is on the is available, but Alfie coming over, he's gonna get stunned right away, and now goes into the bear form to try and get away. Diplo with the stun, he's gonna get teleported back to the other side, and this fight's just going back and forth to the other side of the map. As now Swagga, Sifu, and Mini, in fact 4 from the Underworld, will start up the Gold Fury. They do have the pressure. They did not get the full effectiveness of the kill there, but it's just enough to open up for them. Lancelot appears to be a little stuck here as Valo's going to have to use the ultimate to get out, but the walls by Terra effectively used. He's going to have to try and get through. Eventually the ultimate by Snyx will allow him to get through the map. Bombs dropped by Diplo. Again, that ultimate there by sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I actually just bit my tongue. Again, very effective play back and forth here as we are starting to see the pressures evening out throughout the map here. Again, Mini and Skunk just going back and forth. Mini just having the slight pressure. Again, Charybdis right now is probably one of the more effective, probably one of the better ADCs in-game as of right now. Again, with the change to the passive, how she procs things with her triple daggers. But even with that advantage over in duo, we are seeing a proxy now happening by Alfie over in the soul lane, but a rotation over into the mid lane. As here we go, we have 3 over in the mid, Snyx and Vriska over here in trouble. Snyx going to go down, ultimate going to use by Vriska, but Vriska is kind of alone now, and there will go down. Aztec will get the double kill with the rotation. That means that Underworld picks up 2, now up 11-6, and does have a sizable goal difference lead with 1k, although XP difference still shaded towards the King's Court with their effective farming. Skunk gonna get solo killed over. Again, we're seeing skirmishes happening on either side of the map effectively. Back and forth is now Alfie will drop to Drunk Diplo as the rotations come over. We will see the ultimate utilized by Snyx to try and give some pressure in that fight, but a little bit too as now we have Bull Demon King going down. Pyromancer going to get started up. The Terra will drop her walls there, just enough to be effective as Underworld will get the Pyromancer. Mini going to get dropped again very, very far up as Valo will get the kill all the way up by the red side purple buff. So again, thought they were alone. Mini was definitely not alone. No wards up there for protection, and because of that, Mini will lose her life. Swagga gonna drop the yellow buff over here. Again, pressure being utilized in the mid lane. Snyx and Vriska doing what they can to try and relieve some pressure. They already have their tier 1 down both here and in duo, but the pressure is being ramped up. Skunk will move his minions into the duo lane over in the duo, in the duo lane to try and get some tower damage. But again, Aztec and Alfie back and forth on the totem. Looks like that one went to Aztec. He will get out of dodge, dashing away. Alfie, again, being effective, being more of a, being a little bit more Oh, as Vrishka looks like might be caught out here in the duo side. Dropping bombs, Drunk Diplo will drop will drop the Serb as well. And again, we see Snick just missing with that ultimate one more time. Again, a little bit too late to be effective in the fights. Swagga here in the mid lane, just mitigating any of the loss of any minions, but pushing those minions up, getting that pressure up to be effective for the jungle side here. Looks like Gold Fury might be on the table here, as Valo and Skunk just scoping things out. Drunk Diplo is there. Valo might get caught here. He's going to dive down. There's going to be a battle over here as Drunk Diplo is going to go down. Valo is going to pick up that kill and the shutdown onto Drunk Diplomat. Mini was a little missing as he was looking for something. Swagga gonna go down as well. That's a 2-for-1. Make it a 3. Make it a 4-for-1. Make it a 4-for-2 as Aztec will finally get the backside kill. As Valo gonna go down, Skunk gonna go down, but again it's 3v1. The ultimate gonna come through from Snicks. That one is right on target, and Snicks will pick up the kill and the Primal Fury as they will rotate over, and Diplo and Sifu just respawn right now. But no, they're gonna drop it in favor of backing. Again, they might have had Gold Fury on the table there, didn't want to get too aggressive, make sure that they are playing it safely enough. But King's Court and Underworld here in the Abyss Division. Drunk Diplomat gathering his red buff to go back into the mid lane. We do see a slight advantage for Underworld in both XP and gold difference. 1100 in the gold difference, 300 in the XP difference. Looks like we do have a pause real quick. Let's take a look at some stats as taking a look at player damage. Charybdis being very effective already, as we do see Mini doing 11k player damage. Mini being very effective on that Charybdis. Again, one of the better ADCs in the meta right now. Lancelot being an absolute menace. 10k damage by Valo, as it looks like Snicks had DC'd, but it looks like he's going to come back into game. I'm taking a look at overall net worth, though. That Amaterasu is being very effective over in the solo lane. Again, lost their tower already, but has been very effective in rotations. So picking up 7 kills on this Amaterasu has not hurt the net worth of that Ama being piloted by Aztec. But again, we do see mid laners right there. We do see this solo Artio here, again, just behind them with a very effective Lancelot that has been there as well. Diplo trying to get on the backside of Snicks. We do see beads going to be utilized by Giannis to get out of dodge, and the ultimate on top of it. So just making sure that, or sorry, beads still up, but the ultimate will be utilized there to try and make sure that that Snicks will get out effectively. Aztec trying to protect his own blue buff here, will not be able to secure it as Valo will come over to help steal it. Again, Primal Fury on the table one more time. Looks like they are trying to get it real quick. Underworld will secure it. Again, the bombs by Drunk Diplo on that Agni. Mini being very effective with the Charybdis. And again, we're seeing player damage, 5 of them really, right there even with one another. And it does progress down from there, not too surprising. But here comes the ultimate by Valo. Drunk Diplomat in a bit of trouble. Here comes Alfie. 1-2 swipes with the giant bear paws, and that one is going to go down. Vrishka going to utilize the ultimate, trying to get some sort of CC. Will pull out some immunities by the Underworld players, but nothing happening there, as looks like everyone will back off. Stygian Beacon is up. Wilna Tifu getting out of there a little bit early, as now we have a shift over to the Pyromancer. Underworld has gotten the Pyromancer again, so another objective going to be taken by Underworld, but it may be a little bit too much, as Aztec going to go in towards Snicks. Snicks will survive. The Amaterasu will drop, and Mini utilizing the ultimate to try and stay out of it, And Alfie gonna get the kill there. Mini cannot survive. Again, very low health bars as they were trying to make their way through the mid lane. Mid lane tower will finally fall. Speaking of falling, there goes Swagga as Valo will take him down. Again, that one was very, very close. Playing on the edges here. Sifu trying to survive, utilizes the Monolith to dash out, and Drunk Diplomat will just go back to farming. Again, a very bloody game so far. 20 minutes in, 32 kills total. Again, not a total clown fiesta, but definitely a very bloody game between these two. And again, a very knife edge game too. As we look real quick at the XP and gold differences, about a 5k XP difference in favor of the King's Court. Again, going back to farming, going back to being effective, but and getting the things that you would expect them to get, but the gold difference is shaded towards the underworld. Again, they have picked up a Gold Fury. Actually, they've picked up 2 Gold Furies, and they've picked up a Pyromancer, as well as a couple of Stygian Beacons. But again, we're seeing the picks go back and forth. Again, most of the advantage for Underworld you're going to see on the solo lane. Most of that has been compensated with farm. And on the ADC, again, the solo laner does have 7 kills to his name. But you're going to see the King's Court being very effective with both the lamp and the mid lane. Yana, Snicks there. Both of them level 20 already. 18s both in the solo and the ADC. 14 in the support role as they are going back and forth. And again, none of this is insurmountable. We're only 20 minutes into the game, almost 21 minutes into the game. One wrong step here or there could mean absolute disaster for either team. So they're trying to be very careful as to how this happens. Vrishka might have gotten caught out here as Diplo will drop the bombs. No stun though, as Vrishka will get out. Skunk on the backhand, on the backside. Valo though will blink in, utilize the ultimate. The cavalry charge does get out, but popped as Snicks will use the through space and time flow into a bit of gray screen there. Sifu will go down as well, and here comes that reversal. Again, we saw Underworld being very aggressive, having very, very good fights early on, but 2 kills very quickly means that might mean a very quick start by the King's Court. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. We are going to continue watching the King's Court as they have just finished up the Fire Giant. They have it on 5 members strong. And we are going to be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. There was a little miscommunication. I thought maybe we were going to have a Chair 2 or a Chair 1 or something like that. Nope, looks like I'm going to be solo casting. So, back into it. Again, as King's Court with a Fire Giant buff on 5 full members, starting to do some real damage down the mid lane. This on the back of both Valo and Snicks, just having that mid 3v3 working effectively, but Valo has been here, there, and darn near everywhere to try and keep the King's Court back into this game, and he has utilized his cavalry charge to great effectiveness for the King's Court, disrupting the back line, getting 2 places where he needs to be, and even the small advantages we did see early on by both Aztec and Mini in the Underworld were overtaken by the King's Court with some of the later fights. Again, I said earlier that having early fights and early snowball does not always translate into an easy victory. Again, especially now at 9.5 revert, ultimate going to be utilized here and it will nick, or it just misses, as Valo now has to ultimate to get out of dodge, as he is using what he can on the shield. It will not save him, though. Vrishka will pick up 2, as ultimate going to have to be used by Mini to try and stay alive, but Alfie will pick up that kill anyways. Here they come, the turn happens. Sifu very low, as is Drunk Diplomat. The Agni on the backside, Sifu will drop, as the bombs will drop from Diplo. He's just going to try and back out as fast as he can. Aztec over here trying to utilize that big, beefy armor, but cannot get out of the way. Snicks will pick up the kill, and Aztec will fall. That is a 3 for 2 at the end of the day in favor of the King's Court. Still has, they still have the Fire Giant buff onto 3, including the mid laner, the solo, and the support. And here they go, 2 of the big beefy tanks utilizing some of the minions to try and put some pressure here, as Diplo will just drop. That was such a quick kill, as Swagga is still over here for the Underworld, trying to maintain the health of the middle Phoenix, and will do so effectively. Again, the health drops down to about halfway, but will not drop any further. Again, King's Court trying to do some damage to these objectives here while they still have the Fire Giant buff on them. It is very shortly about to fall off, as we are looking at 25 minutes right now. Again, King's Court and Underworld Abyss Division. King's Court, a 6k XP difference, about a 2,500 gold difference. And again, as we start to hit the 20s, we are starting to see that the XP difference isn't going to be as effective, but that gold difference is going to be effective in completing items first, getting power spikes first, and especially later on when we start to see both the 5k pots and 3k pots being utilized with liberality. Looks like we have another rotation setup happening by King's Court for this Fire Giant buff over on the right-hand side. Again, we are seeing the King's Court set up for Fire Giant. They want to have this Fire Giant buff. They've already pushed down 2 towers and done about half damage to the middle Phoenix, although that Phoenix is up almost to full health. But we are seeing pressure being utilized, as blue buff will be cleared out, wards will be placed. King's Court now set up and has the A prime position for the Fire Giant. They will start it up as Skunk, Vrishka, and Snicks over there. Aztec threatening, as they will go by the Pyromancer area. The King's Court will drop it, Aztec being just enough of a distraction. Again, trying to find some sort of backdoor, as Alfie will blink in. Sifu going to drop very low. Sifu will drop. Valo will get into that backline. Swagga, though, they're trying to peel for his backline. Manny will survive. Aztec not, though, as Vrishka will get that kill. Swagga now in a bit of trouble, as he will utilize his ultimate to try and get out Lord of the Dead, sorry. Going to try and stay alive, as Mini will have to pop the ultimate after the whirlpool getting out of dodge. Swagga again going to drop, as Drunk Diplo will be able to get out of the fight effectively. Mini will have to pop the Aegis, and that middle bird, as stubborn as it has been, oh, Skunk will go down, as Diplo does pick up the Artemis on the edge and manages to keep the bird alive. So effective, just on the edge there. And that was, again, we see these fights, it's a little bit here, a little bit there. If it was a half inch that way or a half inch this way, absolutely crazy, as we are seeing these fights break out. And gold difference about 3,300 in favor of King's Court, 8,600 in the XP department. But again, most of that XP difference, frankly, is on the support with 2 levels in advantage. As here we go, Fire Giant going to be started up by the Underworld this time. This will be their first time trying to get a Fire Giant. They do have the better positioning right now. Alfie and Vrishka, the only ones here. Skunk is down for another 4 minutes, and again, doesn't have a real effective way of getting back into this fight. Vrishka will drop Drunk Diplomat. Manny in a bit of trouble here as Alfie swipes with Bear Paws. 1, 2, and tries to get out as Vishka going to go down. They will now turn onto Alfie as Sifu utilizing the Terra walls to great effect. You see Swagga trying to get the stun there, does not get it. Aztec will fall. Valo gonna pick up that kill. Again, Valo now with 8 kills in this game, trying to make 9 as Skunk though will pick up Swagga. Sifu will go down by Valo's hand. 9 kills now by Valo. And that is a full aside on the part of the Underworld. Is that enough? 57 seconds into this game, they are just drop the Phoenix, push on through as the Titan is under attack, drops to half health, make it a quarter, make it gone. That is it. Game number 1 goes over in favor of the King's Court. Again, real quick, taking a look at our stats and items here. As King's Court does pick up game number 1, we do see that, again, Aztec and Drunk Diplomat on this Amaterasu and Agni picks. Very effective, but not enough to get to the... not enough to to sway the outcome of the game. However, we do see Giannis here with 8 kills, Lancelot with 9, Valo and Snicks being that very effective mid lane bully comp just to get into the back line, be absolutely just horrific with, just disrupting any plans that the Underworld had. That being said, game number 1 goes to the King's Court, and we will be right back after this break. Well, I do apologize, but apparently that was my bad. That was actually game two. So what you saw was actually the end of the set. The King's Court picks up the victory this week, 2-0 over the Underworld Abyss. Again, I'm Red Sniper 23. Thank you for joining us tonight. We were supposed to start at 7. There was a little bit of a weird thing that happened, but yeah, this one looks like we are done for the night. Thanks so much, though. Have a good night, and again, we'll see you next week. And have fun, everyone.